Gas Station Business 101 videocast. This is the first of its kind, and this is where I will try to show you how to do bookkeeping on Microsoft Excel for your gas station business. What you're looking at here is a Excel sheet where I did some data entry for a month of October, or I'm sorry, month of March, uh, where this is the basic bookkeeping of a gas station. Now, I will show you how I did that. Uh, any of you that have worked with Microsoft Excel, you will know that this is very simple calculation, very simple formulas that I used. And if you haven't used Microsoft Excel, you still can see and copy and learn. And I will provide you with some templates that you can use later on. Now, first, if you're in gas station business, I'm sure you have access to your daily reports where you have your department sales and whatnot, and they look something like this. If you're looking at it, look at the department report right here, and you will see on that department report, it's broken down into categories or departments. It says cigarettes, groceries, phone cards, beer, soda, deli, motor oil, tobacco, gasoline. You may have a register that spits out a bigger report with more departments and whatnot, but these are the basic departments of a gas station. So once you get this departments, if you once you get hold of this report right here, what you need to do then, and also just to look at the other part of the fuel side, which is the gasoline side, here is a product total. It only sold unleaded that day. So right here is your gasoline, this is your gallon, this is your dollar amount. Okay, so now we can enter this into a Microsoft Excel. But let's look at this one. First, what I do is I set up the dates right here. These are the dates. These are the days. The reason I want to see the days so I can see how Friday looks compared to Thursday, or how Thursday looks compared to Wednesday. So usually most of the businesses do better sales on Fridays and Saturdays than, let's say, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. So this way you can see which days you did what. And then department wise, I put cigarettes here. Let me zoom in so you can see date, day. Now these are our departments, and your department could be different, but here is a department that says cigarette, beer, wine, tobacco, drinks, grocery, motor oil, fountain, phone cards, deli, then the total of all the sales, the merchandise sales that is. Then we have regular fuel, plus fuel, super fuel. These are all gallons, not dollar amount. And then the total gallon. And now you can change that to have the total dollar amount as well and what the cost was. Those are a little bit more involved, and I will show you that in a later uh, episode. But on this one, I'm just concentrating on how to keep a book in Microsoft Excel. So at a glance, you can take a look at any time and see how much the business has done, what day they sold what, and however way you want to analyze that data. If you need to give it to your accountant, you can just simply email that file. Now let's dive right in just a little bit and see how this can be done, this Excel sheet, how this can be created. Okay, now when you open Microsoft Excel, you get to something like this. This is a blank sheet that you need to get started with. So first thing I will do is I will say, let's say we're doing the data entry for month of March. So that would be 03 01 2016. And once I do that, see, it automatically puts the date right there. So I'm going to make a little bit room for that. And let's say March 1st was Saturday. I'm not sure if that was Saturday, but let's just say, for argument's sake, it was Saturday. So what I'll do right now is I will highlight this date and go at the bottom right hand corner. As you can see, this cursor is changing, and once I get to the corner, it turns into a plus sign. Once I see that plus sign, I need to start dragging it to the bottom, and it will keep changing the date and adding the exact date in sequence. So we're at 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's go down. See, it went from March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on and so forth. And this one, you can make it smaller or bigger. And then again, I'm going to go to the bottom. It changes to the plus sign. I'm going to start bringing down same way. And it's adding Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on and so forth. So right here, see, I got my dates. Now I need to work on my departments. If you're looking at your report, you may have, let's say you have cigarette. You can say cigarette. Next, you can say tobacco. Then you have beer. Then say you have deli. Then you have fountain. I'm making a shortcut because the whole word fountain may not fit there. Then you have motor oil. And then soda. So let's say these are your departments. And then you need to have a total. After that, you need to start looking at your fuel. So you will say regular, mid, which is mid-grade, and then premium. And then you're gonna do total gallon. And then total dollar amount on fuel. You need that for your sales tax and other tax purposes. And you will also need a total of all of these as well. And so you can say total all. Okay, now that we created this Excel sheet, we need to start adding data. Populate this with your sales figure. So let's say you sold, I'm just going to populate some numbers randomly. And again, I'm just picking out some random numbers, so just bear with me. Now we're at the place where the total should be. So this all together is the total of your inside merchandise sales. So once you highlight this, look up here, it says AutoSum. If I hit this, it will add right here. So this is your total. This is your total. And then again, let's do regular. Let's say we sold 455 gallons and 455.21 gallons, 112.5 and 285.63. So these are our gallons. Again, I'm going to do AutoSum. So this is how many gallons we sold that day. Now, the dollar amount, you have to get it from your Z report or from your register report. So let me bring that report back in. As you can see, this was the gallon and this was the total dollar amount. So once you know how much the total dollar amount was, you can just put that right there. Now, This is where we add this total and that total. How do we do that? Simple formula. As I said, we have two totals here. One is the merchandise total, one is fuel total. Now we want to do a total of all, which is merchandise and fuel. The simple formula you can use for this is every formula starts with the equal sign, then the parenthesis, and we will say, I take it back. After the equal sign, you say sum, and then start the parenthesis and pick out which two cells you need to add or subtract. In this case, I want to add this one. I will use a plus sign. Then I want to use, this is O1, which is O is the right here, and number 2, I'm sorry, O2. So I will pick out O2. Then I close the parenthesis, hit enter, and this is the total. So once you hit this, you will see the formula right here. Right here is the formula, equal to sum, parenthesis, J2 plus O2 is the total. Oops, I made it boo-boo. Anyway, that is fixed. Sorry about that. So again, once you look at this, you will see the formula right here. So if you forget, once you set it up, the formula is always there. All you do is copy and paste from then on. Let's say this is March. I can name that March 2016. So in this tab, in this tab, you'll have March 2016, and then next one would be April 2016 and May 2016 and whatever and whatnot. Never mind, I need to okay. So let's say we're populating more data, but how do we do this add and totals? Let me show you that again. Bear with me. I'm gonna populate this once again for, let's say, Monday. Oh, before that, I think I made a mistake right here. See, March 1st went to the category names. That shouldn't have been the case. So what we need to do is copy this, right click, cut, and then it should start right here and not there. So we need to just hit that cell and say paste. So we're dropping it by one cell, one line. See, what I simply did is I highlighted it, right click, cut, and then wherever I wanted it to start, I hit there and hit paste. So I dropped it down. Okay, so let's say Sunday, we need to do again, we're at the total. So do we do this every time like we did last time? No. Instead, what I will do is I will highlight this cell J2 and I will right click on it and say copy, and then I will hit the next cell and keep going down as I hold the left mouse button all the way to this, since I already only did up to here, and then right click, paste special formula. See, the formula has already been copied. So every one of these has the formula. So as soon as you populate the next one, it keeps adding. As you can see, it keeps adding. So see, every time you add sales figures to this, it will add right here. And again, let's do this for gasoline side. Again, we need to highlight this cell because we already have a formula. See, this is the formula. Anytime you want to see what the formula is, this is what the formula is. So all we have to do is highlight this, right click on it, say copy, and then highlight the cells I want the formula to go. And once I highlighted it, right click, paste special, formula, done. From now on, if I just populate the Excel sheet, it will automatically add those. See? And similarly, dollar amount, you have to get it from your Z report or your register report. So this is one thing you can populate from here because this number has to come from that register, just like these numbers came from. So this number, you will get it and you will put it in. But this total, again, we need to copy and paste special, formula, done. So again, you see, every time you add numbers here, it keeps adding here and here. Similarly, when you add numbers here, you will have it here. So once we're done, let's say this is the end of the month, we can say total, and then let's say up to here you have numbers. And as well you have, oops, I dropped one line below. So let's say these are your just numbers. So you ended all your monthly sales data input. Now you need to total them. So what you have to do is, just to see how much cigarette you sold for that month, you just highlight up to here and again do that AutoSum. It drops it down right here. Similarly, you can do here, do AutoSum, or I can do all together and do AutoSum where it all populates it. And similarly again here, let's do all together. So you get the total numbers right here. And that is how you can set up your simple bookkeeping. But on the next one, I will go into a little bit more detail as to how to figure out your profit margin from here, how to set it up where you will see how much money you're making on each department. You can even do that for your fuel. But first, I want you to practice this and see how this one is working for you. And then you can let me know how you're liking it. But for example, I forgot to put an on top. If you noticed that on mine, here it says subject store sales March 2016, right? And these are the color red and whatnot. Let me just quickly show you how we can do that. So this is your departments, and this is date, day. So we can highlight just by hitting number 1, that highlights the whole thing. So anytime you want to highlight the whole line, instead of going like this, you can just hit the number, corresponding number, and that will highlight the whole thing. And then you can bold, you can make it italic, underlined, and you can choose color of the text. For here, this, I picked the wrong line, didn't I? Let's undo this. Let's pick number 1, and I can bold and choose red color. That way it stands out. But since I forgot to put the heading, I will highlight number 1 again, hit right click and say insert. That way I get a line right here to put my title. If I need one more line, I can hit insert one more time, and then I can say sales figures, March 2016. And then I can highlight this, make it bold, make it underline, italic, and I can change color if I need to, if I want to, and make it bigger for that matter. Even change font, whichever way you want to do this. But basically, this is how it's done. Let's say you don't want this empty space right here. Highlight that cell, right click on it, and say delete. Once you do this, once you practice this, see how easy it is to work. And if you have any question, you can always email me, and the email address and my website address is at the show note at the bottom. Just look at the show notes, or I can tell you the email address if you can memorize it. It is shabir@gasstationbusiness101.com. Let me spell that. It's SHABBIR at gasstationbusiness101.com. Thanks for watching.